Hello friends, this is Durga again from IT University. As part of Cloudera Certified Associate Spark and Hadoop Developer, at this time we are talking about uh, the first module called Data Ingest, in which we have already covered the first three sub-modules, which is to import data from MySQL to HDFS, export data to MySQL from HDFS, and also changing the delimiters and file formats of data during import using Sqoop. This is the final video of Sqoop, and in this I will cover few more important topics within Sqoop, which might not be directly related to the certification syllabus, but very important to understand to get used to Sqoop as much as possible. So far we have covered list databases, list tables, eval, Sqoop import all tables, and Sqoop export. In this video, I will be covering a couple of more things, which is Sqoop job and also Sqoop merge command. So for Sqoop job command, so if you go to my GitHub account and search for Sqoop job, you can see the syntax of it. It is nothing but you can create a job with predefined configurations, and you can run it as and when you want. So this is how it looks like. So you have to give Sqoop job, which is the syntax, minus minus create, and then job name. I'm naming it as Sqoop underscore job, and then here if you are trying to create a job for Sqoop import, you have to say minus minus space import. If you say minus minus import without the space in between, it will fail. So you have to say minus minus space import, and then rest of the stuff whatever you have as part of the typical import job, any import job, you can have that connect username, password, table name, target directory, append, etc. And then you can create the job like this. Paste and hit enter. Now the job is created. If you want to list the jobs, you can say Sqoop job list, copy, paste, and hit enter. It will list all the jobs with the names. And then if you want to see the details of the job, you can say minus minus show Sqoop job and hit enter. It is asking for the password. It is Cloudera. It is the password to MySQL database. So actually you don't need to create the job with minus minus password. You can just say minus capital P, or by default it uses that, I think. Even though you have password, it is prompting for the password when you try to show the job details, or even while running the job. So it is giving all the details, what are the parameters that are being used to run this Sqoop job. So this is the connect string, and the db.require password is true. That's why it is prompting for the password. I think you can change these things as part of the Sqoop pnv.sh file in the configuration, which you don't need to worry much for the certification. So, and now if you want to run the job, you have to say Sqoop job minus minus execute, copy, and paste, and hit enter. It is again prompting for the password, and now it is actually running the Sqoop job, which is the import job, the same way as we run using Sqoop import command. So this command is very handy. I think you can even parameterize these values. I'm not sure how. I have not explored that much, and I don't think it is important for the certification. They might not ask you on that, but if there is any way to parameterize, probably they might have mentioned here. So make sure. I think in case of incremental jobs for incremental imports, you can remove these three fields like incremental, last value, and check column, and you can add while running the execute job itself, and then it will use those values while running it. So that's how you can probably plan to create the jobs for the common code, and then um, uh, uh, change the parameters that will impact the incremental load, and you can submit the jobs. Anyway, I don't think it is very important for the certification perspective, but you should know about this in general. And then the final topic which I will be covering is scoop merge command. And what is scoop merge? So let's say you have let me show you. So we have Hadoop minus FL, FS minus L. Actually, I will start the demonstration and I will show you step by step to understand what is the purpose of merge. So first, what I'm trying to do. So towards the end of the sqoopdemo.txt, I have the code for the merge process. First, I'm creating a directory just to do the demo for the merge, clean demo. So now the directory is created using Hadoop fs minus dir. Okay, let me delete that. Okay, now the directory is deleted, and now I'm creating the directory. So once the directory is created, I am running the sqoop import of table departments, and so I'm running this command to import the table departments from MySQL database into this location called departments using the default text file. Whether I have this parameter or not, it doesn't matter. So I'm pasting that command here and hit enter. Now the import command is running. Once it is done, we will validate, and then we will move forward further to complete. So the import is completed. Now let's validate the results. I am running search star from departments on the MySQL table. Paste, and you can see there are 9 records in this. And also I am doing cat on departments directory on the sqoop merge, which is just imported, and paste. You can see that there are 9 records here also, 228 and then 8000, 9000. And now I am creating 2 more tables. Sorry, I am updating one record, existing record. Copy. So I am again running the eval command to update existing record in MySQL departments table. Because in Hive or HDFS you cannot update the data. You can only add the data to the existing table. In this case, we are actually updating the MySQL table, and also we are inserting a new record into the MySQL table. And hit enter. Now if you run the eval command again on the MySQL table, you have 10 records, and now you can see that 9000 have testing merge instead of testing, and we have the new record with 10,000. So now we have 2 records, one is updated and one is inserted. But on the HDFS location, we have the 9 records which we have earlier, which is from 2 to 8000, and the 9000 with value testing. So I am running the cat command again to show you. Now if you run the incremental import, whether using last modified as the where is it? Last modified incremental mode as last modified. Whether you have date or whether you use query, whatever approach you use, for the incremental load, what it will do is, at max it will get these two records into a another file in this location if you're using import with append. So what will have the world you will have two files, one with the values 2 to 9000 with the 9000 as testing like this, which we can see by running the cat command. And if I do the import by, let's say, using a where condition where the department ID is greater than or equal to 9000, and then the next import will fetch these two records and create a new file. So you will have these 9 records, one with the world testing, and then two records, one with the department ID 9000 and value testing merge, and the other one with new record inserting for merge. Let me demonstrate that. So now I am actually running the import command again. It's simulating incremental load using where condition. So I am using a new directory called departments_delta. I am not doing in the append mode. Even if I do the append mode under the directory departments, the directory departments will have two sets of files, one with the world data which is loaded as part of the world import, and the data which is loaded as part of the new import. So you will have redundant data with old and new values instead of having the exact snapshot of the source. So run this command and hit enter. Once it is done, we will validate by running this command. Okay, now the import is done, and we are validating on the new record, so new directory departments_stage, and hit enter. No, actually it is not departments_stage. It should be departments_delta. So I need to fix it. I will fix it later. For now, I will just run this command. And hit enter. And you can see that there are two records, 9000 testing merge and 10,000 inserting for merge. And if you concatenate both departments and departments delta, which is the data from the previous directory, which is departments, and the new directory from departments_delta, you have data like this. You have 11 records with 9000 recurring twice, one with old value and one with new value. And at times we need to merge these two data set so that you have the snapshot exactly like the source system. That's where the Sqoop merge command comes into picture. It will not try to connect to the database. So if you look at the Sqoop merge syntax, you don't have the connect username, password, etc., because it's trying to merge that data which is already in HDFS. As long as you have the appropriate jar file name and the department's class, the class name using which it should interpret the data, you will be able to merge any data set, not just the data imported by Sqoop, as long as it matches the delimiters and all those things. Anyway, we predominantly use with Sqoop on top of Sqoop data only, but what I'm trying to say is you can use Sqoop merge on the data outside the data imported by Sqoop also, as long as you have the class and the jar file. So I will come back to class name and jar file in a moment, but the other 4 parameters like merge is the command, and merge key is the key which it should use to do the merge. If you observe this data set, what it will have to do is it have to join the data in the departments directory and departments delta directory, and wherever there is a matching key, it should fetch the latest value which is from departments underscore delta, and also it has to fetch all the new records that are part of the departments underscore delta. So it's kind of left out join um, uh, for departments underscore delta over departments, so that we can fetch all the data from departments and also all the updated and new record from the departments underscore delta. It will be taken care by Sqoop under the covers. So minus minus new data is the one which is imported as part of the last import command, which is under departments underscore delta directory. Minus minus onto is the directory which is having the original data set. And target directory, you have to give another location into which the data set should be merged. You cannot merge onto departments or departments underscore delta directly. You have to give a separate new directory for target as part of target directory to specify where this merged data set should go to. And then this class name and jar file. So whenever you run Sqoop command, it will create a jar file with a class name called departments, and that's where you have seen outdir parameter in case of Sqoop import commands, which we are specifying as Java files. So I'm going to Java files here, because for most of the Sqoop imports we have used that, and you can see a Java file here for departments, and if you see it, you can realize that it is just a plain old Java object which have the attributes such as department ID and department name, simulating the structure of the table, and it has getters and setter methods. It's just plain old Java object, simple Java object. And when Sqoop runs, before running it as a MapReduce program, it uses this Java file and builds the jar file. For example, when we run the Sqoop import last time, if you look at the beginning, you can see that it is trying to create a jar file in this location. So you can use this location for jar file, and the class name should be whatever the table name you are trying to use to the import. If you use custom name, you can specify that name, but typically it will be the same as the table name. So I can safely copy until jar file, not the path, and then paste it here. And for jar file name, I can give this path, which is from the previous Sqoop import command, and hit enter. Now the merge process is running. It will take a little bit of time, and then we will review the results. So now the merge is completed. Let us see what we have in the departments underscore stage location, because that is where we have specified the path for the merged results using target dir as part of the Sqoop merge command. And now you can see that the new record, which is 10,000 inserting for merge, is here, and then 2 to 8,000, same as the original data set, and then 9,000, instead of repeating twice, it has only one, and it has the latest value. So it used this directory under new data to merge onto the directory which is existing. So you have to be extremely careful while giving the paths for the data set while doing the merge right. If you give it wrong, then you will see invalid results. So new data is for the data which is imported latest, and then onto is the previous import or the original directory using which you want to import um, by applying the data set from the directory under new data. And to complete the merge process, what we have to do is we have to delete the old directory departments, and then we have to rename or move departments underscore stage to departments, because uh, typically you should not be creating a new directory on every merge. You have to merge into the existing directory. For example, if you have a Hive table on this location, and if you change or if you merge into a new location, and then your Hive data or the Hive queries will not return the latest results. For that reason, you have to make sure that you merge into the same directory to which Hive is pointing to, instead of storing the final results in the new directories every time you merge. Further, so already the data is merged into departments underscore stage. So departments underscore stage have the most recent data. So we can delete this directory, and then we can rename departments underscore stage to departments, and then we can actually run the cat command on the departments itself to confirm that we have the snapshot same as the MySQL database in the HDFS directory which we are interested in, rather than into a new staging directory. Now you have um, data 2298 and then 8000, 9000 and 10,000, same as the departments table in MySQL. So that's the complete life cycle of the merge process. Here I am not demonstrating creating a Hive table on top of departments and validating that is not necessary. As long as you validate and make sure that the final directory is the same as the original directory, that is more than enough. You should not be staging into or merging into a new directory on regular basis. That is not a good practice. So that being said, we have covered many important things when it comes to Sqoop, starting from list databases, list tables, import all tables, import, export, and Sqoop job, as well as Sqoop merge. And in terms of Sqoop import and Sqoop export, we have gone into almost all the important details. So I think this is more than enough for the certification by looking at the curriculum. But once you start practicing, you might get into the other details also. As long as you can understand the relevance of the parameters, you should be able to memorize those things. And again, if you want to see the help of a particular command, you can just type sqoop import -- help, because they might not give you internet access while giving the test. And when you give a particular command and then -- help, it will give all the parameters that are relevant for that command, and you can use these parameters to build the correct syntax of your Sqoop import commands if they ask you to load the data from a MySQL database into HDFS, or from HDFS into MySQL database using Sqoop export. That being said, I hope you are enjoying the content on my channel. If you, especially this playlist, this is the first playlist when it comes to certification. So if you like it, please click on the like button of the video. Feel free to provide the feedback on the comment section of the video. If you have any technical questions, you can actually go to Stack Overflow. You can create a question by clicking on Ask Question, and then providing the details. You can tag it as Sqoop. I will be monitoring any Sqoop questions. That is one of my favorite tag, and I will try to respond to you. You will get most of the answers by searching in Stack Overflow. If not, I will be responding for those for you. And also I have a Hadoop certifications LinkedIn group if you want to discuss while preparing for the certification with other people who are interested in giving certification, not only for CCA, any Hadoop certification, we can start the discussions going forward. So feel free to join this group, and we will make it as streamlined as possible to crack the exam. We will share the resources, we will share the code bases and all those things. And also, as I have mentioned earlier, all the code which is demonstrated is under my GitHub account. So please follow me on GitHub, and you can download the code um, uh, uh, and or copy the code while practicing for the certification using the Cloudera Quick Start VM. That being said, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You will get to see a lot more content like this over time. Thank you. Bye.